Welcome back to my bad decisions with two brain cells, aka my Dumb Diaries. This time I decided to travel Meghalaya. Yep, again. Because why ruin my peace in one state when I can do it in the clouds? So my friend here came to pick me like an angel. After 2 hours of sitting like packed aloo in tiffin box, we finally stopped to eat, and here begins the circus. We stood there for 15 minutes pretending to explore food options only to go with the first thing we thought of, paratha. Yay! With chicken curry. Basically, our brain just needed to waste time. After we ate, we stood there like mannequins for a bit to stretch our depressed back and admire the view like we hadn't just wasted 20 minutes deciding what we already knew. Brain cells on strike as usual. After that, we reached Dudnoi to start the actual journey the next day. And here's where things get interesting. We squeezed 4 asses in the back, like not even a fart has space to escape. Honestly, the road trip started like a movie. Laughing, buzzing, screaming. At one point, I even thought that this trip will be better than my last one. But after 15 minutes later, silence. We were bored, hungry, questionable life choices, and slowly turning into dehydrated cucumbers. So we decided to stop again for breakfast in the middle of heaven. Wow! The breakfast was iconic, like bread, butter, jam, cake, coke. Yes, this time we didn't forget our breakfast. We were all quietly having our bread and butter like it was a serious life mission, except one genius. He is so confused either to have bread or butter, so he tried both. It was the worst thing to witness. After breakfast, the view was stunning, so we obviously ruined it with our faces. Took 100 photos in 5 minutes, and I hated 99. After that, we hit the road again. So, after hours of sitting like tangled USB cables, we finally stopped again in the middle of nowhere. That's what we are doing now. Drive and stop in the middle of nowhere. At least the views are stunning. Everything was chill until our friend got sick. And that's why we had to check into our homestay earlier than we thought and take a mini break. While she needed rest, I need new content balance. So I changed my outfit. After that little energy boost and unnecessary outfit slay, I hiked again. So far, the funniest part is so much chaos already. And we hadn't even reached our first destination yet. And ding ding ding, we finally made it. Our first destination, Monolith. Took 3 hours, 2 outfit changes, and 1 emotional breakdown. But here we are. Honestly, if peace had a location, it would be here. Stones everywhere. It's giving history, mystery, and back pain. But do not ask me about the history, because my two brain cells were just vibing. And of course, the moment we try to take a photo or a video, suddenly everyone wants to walk exactly where we are pointing the camera. Like, bro, you had the whole damn field. Why you choose my frame? Congratulations now, because you are in my blog. Like, permanently. So, as I don't know the history of this place and the Google is of no help and I like imagining things, so I summoned my two brain cells and cooked up a story. So there's this huge circle of stones and right in the middle there are 5 giant stone chairs, big and royally looking, so clearly this was the king's court. On the opposite side there are tiny thrones like mini stone chairs. That's where the ministers sat, I guess. Nonetheless, the view insanely beautiful. That kind of calm that makes you wish you could pause life just for a bit. So, I stood there, took one last look before leaving, but one of our friends suddenly decided to run off into the view. Honestly, I get it. Who wouldn't want to stay a bit longer? So, we let him have his emotional escape and then we hit the road again. Now we are starving. And here's where the stupidity kicks in. We had bread, butter, jam, coke, chips like all stocked up in the back seat. But did we remember? Nope. And we drove around like beggars on a food quest and finally spotted one tiny shop. run by three little Khasi kids. Super sweet, super helpful, but also they didn't speak a single word of anything except Khasi. So now imagine 6 starving adults doing sign language for Momo and Chow Mein. And somehow, God bless, they understood. So we ordered Momo and Chow Mein. Not because we want to, but that's the only choice we had. Now all we have to do is sit and wait for our order. We were super excited, but the order literally came in seconds. And now I have second thoughts about the food. And guess what? I was right. The food was colder than my DMs. The momo, it felt like they were made during British rule, and the chow mein, that gave me flashback to a depression meal in hostel. At least it wouldn't taste bad, right? So yeah, let's taste first. Yep, it was terrible, like literally terrible. There's no other word that will fit perfect. It was terrible. But here's the funniest part. We were like, it's okay, at least there's sauce. And the sauce packet were empty. It was just for the vibes. And still, we sat there eating that cold mess, like surviving Meghalaya edition. Meanwhile, the actual bread and butter sat in our car like, wow, you all just forgot that we exist. Stupid. Honestly, at least I have 2 working brain cells, but the rest of the group, not even that. Yep, it was the shittiest lunch of my life. I wouldn't even call it lunch. No offense to the kids, but we really hit rock bottom. After eating whatever that roadside disaster was, we finally dragged our half-functioning body to Warilang. At this point, we just told our digestive system to shut up and behave. But before the peace hits, you got to pay for the ticket. So, if you want peace, that will cost you just 20 rupees. So we got the tickets because Peace apparently charges entry now, and now we are about to enter Warilang. A place so pretty, it instantly made me question why my life looks nothing like this. Honestly, the view was straight out of a movie. Meanwhile, I'm here standing with greasy hairs and 3 hours of sleep, pretending like I belong in that aesthetic. And I didn't know whether to breathe deeply or apologize to nature for bringing my energy here. Anyway, enough of my existential guilt. Here's the Warilang experience in one small clip before I start yapping again and ruin the peace. Now, here's the thing, we had no idea Warilang was this close to Monolith, and we didn't even plan to come here. Honestly, the Loki me really wanted to come here, but we had to dump the idea. Guess God just really listened to me this time, because after Monolith, someone casually mentioned, hey, Warilang's nearby. We all were like, what? And especially I was. We were already supposed to head to our stay, but then we thought, go back and do what? So, Warilang it is. Let me say, it was the best group decision ever. Like for once, we collectively made a non-stupid call. And by the time we entered, it was the golden hour. That soft, warm, cinematic light. The place literally looked so unreal. Peaceful, glowing, magical, like Warilang was out there soft launching of heaven. And us standing there, tired, hungry, crusty, but low-key feeling like we made it. The only wish I had before leaving was wish I could stay there like forever. And then we reached the stay, limping like I survived a battlefield. Except the enemy was my own shoe. While I was busy recovering my shoe trauma, my friend showed up with cup noodles. Finally, something edible after a day of chewing disappointment. And after that, we just ate, passed out, ate again, and respawned the next morning. And that's how day 1 ends, with shore leg, questionable food choice, and cup noodles saving life. But don't worry, day 2 is gonna be even dumber, where we will be off to Markham Valley and a bunch of other places we probably won't reach on time. So if you have watched till now and survived my 2 brain cell adventure, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Pretty please. For more chaos, bad decisions, and more dumb diaries. So I'll be back with day 2. Till then, stay safe, stay hydrated, and do not wear tight shoes. Okay, bye.